I spent the whole day like sitting on the couch reading a book, and that sounds really nice, except that there's just like a feeling of heaviness, right? Like I couldn't get off the couch. And there's been a lot more of those days, and I keep hearing like NPR articles and all these things where they're like, you don't have to be productive. It's okay. Like this is a very different world that we're in, and it's all right to have those moments and to just have compassion and non-judgment for ourselves when we go through these ups and downs. So it got me thinking a little bit about yoga and contrary complements. So when I think about the heart of yoga practice, it's the merging of Shiva and Shakti, the merging of the inhale and the exhale, the merging of the expansion and the contraction. And we're doing that throughout every moment of our practice. There's the physical embodiment, right? We draw in and expand out at the same time. And then there's the more subtle pieces, like how are we contracting and expanding internally and emotionally. So yeah, and then not having judgment for ourselves when we do go into those periods of contraction, and remembering that it's this pulse, and it's not that either side is bad, they're both necessary. It's this not getting stuck in any one place and allowing the flow between them. So that'll be the focus for our practice today, moving between expansion and contraction and exploring that in ourselves. So we'll start in child's pose. You want to go ahead and find a child's pose for yourself, forehead on the mat. We'll move into this place of physical contraction. Close your eyes and let your attention settle on your breath. We're in a place of national and global contraction right now. It's not just us as individuals, it's our whole community, our whole country. And so we need spaces where we invite some expansion in, some of that opposite. So for me, this week, I've set an intention to add music and dance into my days, even if it's just listening to one song and dancing around the living room. And that's how I'm inviting in a sense of expansion into this like heaviness that I've been feeling. So I invite you to explore during this practice and during this quiet space, maybe one small simple way that you can invite in a little more expansion. Feel your breath. Tailbone heavy towards your heels. Heart softens between your shoulders. Crown of your head lengthens towards the top of your mat. Invite in your Ujjayi breath. A deep, full breath with a slight contraction at the back of your throat so that you can hear and feel your breath like an ocean as it goes in and out. Take the breath into your low belly, into your pelvis. And as you inhale, feel your inner thighs Want to reach back. Your sit bones lift and spread. And as you exhale, curl your tailbone under. Tailbone heavy towards the mat. Low belly lifts up and in. As you rest in child's pose, we begin to play with inner and outer spiral. The inhale creates expansion across the sit bones, across the pelvis. And the exhale, the contraction. Heavy tailbone, low belly engages. We play with the contrary complements. And allow your next inhale to pull you up into your cow pose. Hands and knees, sit bones lift and spread, heart lifts. And exhale, find your cat. Tailbone curls under, chin to chest. Move with your breath. Allow the movement to start in your pelvis. Tailbone curls under, the movement goes up the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, sit bones lift and spread, belly drops, heart opens. Move with your breath. On your next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Press into your fingers, into your knees and your toes. And we find the balance point between the expansion and the contraction. Extend your right hand forward and your left leg back. From the core of your body, reach out through your fingertips and your toes. We pull from center to periphery. And as you exhale, round in, draw elbow and knee, chin to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Twice more, expansion and contraction. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hand to earth. And switch sides. Left hand extends forward, right foot back. Reach out, press your fingertips into the earth and expand from core through every single limb of your body. And exhale, curl in. And inhale, extend. Move with your breath. Twice more. And pause on the extension and release. And center your left hand under your nose. Inhale your right arm to the sky. And exhale, thread the needle under and across. Come to rest on your shoulder, the side of your skull on the floor. Extend your left hand up and roll out your wrists. Both directions. Open and close. Spread your fingers wide, clench them together. And then root your left hip back and reach your left arm over your head as far as you can. Take a deep, full breath through your torso, the back of your heart. And exhale, find the bottom of your breath. Then root your left hand back to the mat and press yourself up, open wide, right hand to sky. And release. Right hand to the floor. And we'll switch. Left arm extends. And then threads under and across for thread the needle. Take your right arm to the sky, roll out your wrists, both directions. Open and close your hands. And take your arm over your head, right hip roots back, right fingers reach. Deep full breath into the back of the heart, the back of the ribs. And then root your right hand and inhale to lift up. And come back to neutral. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Walk your hands about one hand's width farther forward. Curl your toes and lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So we'll find some play here in the pelvis. You can walk out your heels. And shift your hips side to side. On an inhale, lift your heels high as you can. Lift your sit bones high. And exhale, lower your heels. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, lower your heels. One more breath. Then pause in stillness. And just feel the movement of your breath. As you inhale, pull muscle energy up through your fingertips into the base of the heart. And as you exhale, root from your heart down through your fingers, from your heart down through your heels. So this pulling of muscle energy in towards core and the extending of muscle energy out towards the periphery. It's another piece of that expansion and contraction within our practice. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step forward into your lunge. Root to rise, find a high lunge. Hug through your inner arms, tailbone heavy. Lift your toes and find a squeeze through your inner thighs as though you're trying to pull them together. And as you exhale, root your tailbone and expand out, forward through your front knee and back through your back heel. Deep inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands down and back. Lift through your pinky fingers. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, expand, back. Inhale, high. Exhale, back. And now we're going to leap forward into staff pose on our right leg. And then exhale back into our lunge. So you can take a shorter stance if that helps you. Inhale, staff. And exhale, lunge. Inhale, staff. For more of a challenge, extend your leg forward and then step it back. Good, last one. Inhale, extend forward, and then slowly step back into your lunge. Open up into warrior two. Pause, hips over shoulders. Lift your toes and draw in. Feel the contraction towards midline. And as you exhale, expand out from your core through fingers, the crown of your head, your front knee, your back thigh and leg. With an inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach forward and bring your hand down. It's a good place to find your block if you have one. And again, in triangle, we pull in. We pull from our fingertips into our shoulders, from our toes up into our pelvis. And then exhale and expand outwards from the core, root from your back hip into the earth, through the ball of your big toe on your right foot. And then drop your left hand to hip. Step forward into your Ardha Chandrasana. And here it's even more important to pull into core to find that balance. And then to expand outwards, growing long through our toes, through our fingertips, through the crown of our head. And slowly step back into your warrior two. Straighten both legs, spin your toes out wide towards the corners of your mat, 5-pointed star. Lift your gaze, spin your pinky fingers up, heart open. And exhale, find your goddess. Knees pull wide towards your middle toes, heart lifts towards your thumbs. Inhale, lift up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Last one, spin your toes to face front and hinge all the way forward, forward fold. Release your head, your hands. Let your body hang. Shake your head yes and no. Release the weight of your head. Inhale up halfway to a long spine. Bend your knees and we'll Skandasana side to side. So Skandasana, to play with the inner line of your legs. Your toes on your straight leg can lift or stay on the earth. Your heel on your bent knee can lift or stay on the earth. And we'll end over on the left side and spin your left toes towards the back of your mat and inhale up for a high lunge. Lift your toes, hug towards midline, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale to curl your tailbone under, reach back through your back heel, high through fingers and crown. Exhale, sweep your hands back, lift up through your pinky fingers. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale to sweep. Inhale, high. Exhale to sweep, and then inhale to staff pose, stepping your right knee up. And exhale, step back. Inhale to staff. Exhale back. Inhale to staff. For more challenge, you can straighten your front leg and then step back. Last one. Extend and step slowly back and open it up, warrior two. Draw your shoulders over your hips. Turn your palms up and soften your skin. Lift your toes, hug in towards midline. Curl your tailbone under and root back down into your feet. Left knee pulls towards your middle toes. Inhale to straighten your leg. If you need to grab your block, go ahead and grab it and bring it around so that as you exhale, you can place it by your foot for triangle pose. Lift your toes. Hug into your core. Feel your inner thighs want to roll back as though you're trying to lift and spread your sit bones. And as you exhale, your tailbone curls under, your left sit bone rolls back towards your right heel. And your fingertips expand towards earth and sky. And drop your top hand to your hip. Step forward for Ardha Chandrasana. Hand about 18 inches in front of your foot, back leg lifts. Roll your shoulder back. Lift your fingertips high. Pull up from the earth. Feel the muscle energy engaging, hugging muscle to bone. And as you exhale, extend from your core out towards your periphery, fingers and toes. And slowly step back to Warrior Two. Spin your toes wide towards the corners of your mat. Spin your palms up towards the ceiling. Open your heart. 5-pointed star. We feel the full expansion in this space. Now as you exhale, come into your goddess. Sink as deep as you can into your pelvis. Bring your hands along your thighs and roll left hip towards right knee. Inhale to center. Right hip, right shoulder towards left knee. Move with your breath. And we'll pause in the center. Root to rise. Spin your toes to face front. Clasp your hands behind your back. Shoulders roll back. Heart lifts. Exhale, hinge. Head towards earth. Arms reach forward. Take expansive breaths into your shoulders. And release your hands to the earth. Inhale up halfway to a flat back. And Skandasana, side to side. Rest in your Ujjayi breath. And find the movement that feels best in your body. And we'll end walking our hands over towards our right foot. Frame your right foot and step back to plank. Drop your knees, your chest, and your chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale to pull your heart forward. Point your toes. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, rise up. Low cobra. Take the weight out of your hands. Exhale, forehead to mat. Press your toenails into the earth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Deep, full breaths. Root to rise, hands and knees, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. And take an inhale together. Exhale, sigh it out. Twice more like that. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through into your lunge. Root to rise, high lunge. Inhale, pull muscle energy to core. Exhale, sweep your hands back, lift through your fingers. Inhale, come to staff pose. Pause here, extend your right foot forward. Bend your knee, extend your right foot back, warrior three. One big breath, pull muscle energy to core. Exhale, extend out through fingers and toes. Arms can be anywhere. And then step back and open up to warrior two. Deep breath, lift your toes, hug into core. Pull your shoulder blades together on your back. Exhale, expand out through your fingers, through your crown. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Pull in muscle energy to core. And exhale, come forward into your triangle. Use your block or other prop if it's handy. Again, lift your toes. Inhale, hug in. Maybe even you lift the weight out of the block as you pull towards the center. And then exhale, expand outwards. Roll your heart, your rib cage open. Drop your top hand to your hip. Step forward, Ardha Chandrasana. Hug in. Again, you can increase the intensity by taking your weight out of your grounded hand and pulling in towards center. Expanding from your core, from your pelvis, out through your heels, your crown, and your fingers. And then exhale, step it back. Warrior two. Open up to your star. And spin opposite foot. Come into your high lunge. Lift your toes, hug in towards midline, towards periphery to core. Exhale, sweep your hands back behind you and inhale to your staff. Left leg lifts. Extend your left foot forward, take a breath. Hug your thighs to bone. And then bend your knee and reach your left foot back. Warrior three, hands can be anywhere. Slowly step back and open to warrior two. Shoulders over hips, lift your toes, pull your shoulder blades onto your back. Everything draws into midline. Exhale and extend it out. Front knee tracks towards your middle toe, reaches forward. Back thigh reaches back. Fingertips towards the horizons, crown to the sky. With an inhale, straighten your front leg. If you need to grab your block, you can reach back and grab it. As you exhale, come forward for triangle. Lift your toes. It's as though you're trying to drag your feet together. Feel your thighs engage, muscle hugs to bone. Shoulders squeeze. You can even take the weight out of your lower hand. And extend from that strength, from that core space, expanding outwards. And drop your top hand to your hip. Step forward. And lift your back leg for Ardha Chandrasana. Same actions here. The contraction as we draw inward, and the expansion as we extend from our pelvis out through our heels, from our shoulders out through our fingertips, from your tailbone out through the crown of your head. And slowly step it back. And open it up into your five-pointed star. Spin your palms up and open. collarbones broad. Sink into goddess. Open your arms into cactus. Come back to your slow, deep Ujjayi breath. And feel it in your pelvis. So that as you inhale, you're rolling your inner thighs back, lifting and spreading your sit bones wide. And as you exhale, you're tucking your tailbone under, lift your low belly, tone your pelvic floor. One more deep breath here. And then inhale, root to rise. Bring your hands down to your heart. Spin towards the top of your mat. Place your hands, step back to plank. Your choice, knees lifted or on the earth as we slowly come down to our belly. And inhale to pull your heart through. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Press your foot into an imaginary resistance. Lift through your left arm and armpit. And then square your pelvis and draw your knee forward towards your wrist for pigeon. Press down to hug in. Find the pull of your inner thighs into your core. And then as you exhale, walk yourself forward. If you want to grab any props here to drape over, they can be very nice. Or a pillow to go underneath your hips or across your sit bone, well, across your inner thighs. Make your way down into a comfortable resting pigeon. And allow your skin to soften. Feel the inhale expand through belly, rib cage, and chest. Where can you invite in a little bit more expansion? Can you take the breath into your hips? Can you find a slightly deeper inhale? Where can you invite in a smile and a softening? And wait for the bottom of your exhale. And slowly walk yourself back up. And we will meet in our downward dog. If you feel called to move through a chaturanga vinyasa, you are welcome to do so. And From your down dog, inhale your left leg high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Lift through your right armpit. Press your foot into your own resistance. And square your hips. And exhale, bring your left knee towards your left wrist. Root down, take the weight out of your hands, contract towards core. And then inhale and soften and expand down onto your props, your support. Whether that involves blankets underneath your hips or a bolster underneath your torso. Find your comfortable space. And then surrender there. And as we surrender, we release any judgment, the self-critical voice, because the downs are just as important as the ups. And the darkness is just as important as the light. The contraction is just as important as the expansion. Instead of running away from the darkness and from the contraction, we can turn towards it, embrace it, love it and ourselves. And begin to dance in the center place, in the balance. Deep in your breath. Feel it in your belly, your rib cage, and your chest. And wait for the bottom of your exhale. And inhale to press yourself up. And back, downward facing dog. Our last downward dog. Inhale, feel the lift and spread in your sit bones. Exhale, come to your knees. And turn sideways on your mat. So we're going to come into frog pose, and this will be a place where some pillows would come in handy. And you can even do an extra blanket under your knees, but the knees go wide and the heels are right behind the knees, 90 degrees. And you can use your prop to support your torso. That serves, depending on the height that works for your body. And let your knees soften out wide towards the mat. Relax your head. Soften your skin. This is a good place to practice surrender and non-judgment, because it tends to be a very uncomfortable place. Invite in that deep 3-part breath, belly, rib cage, chest. Where can you surrender a little bit more? And how can that surrender lead to more expansion? And to come out of this, bring your heels towards each other. And press with your hands into your toes. Bring your knees together and lift yourself up. And then take either your bolster or some rolled up blankets to create a support behind you. Come into reclined butterfly again. So your blankets, pillows, or bolster will go right to the back of your spine, and the soles of your feet will come together. You can use pillows under your knees or a rolled up blanket over the tops of your feet and underneath your knees as support. And then lay your body down over your bolster or pillows or blankets. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling and let the front of your torso soften and open. Relax your face. Invite in a smile. Invite in expansion. As you soften your edges, allow yourself to be breathed. Imagine you're breathing through every pore in your body, in your skin. And as you breathe in, your entire body expands outwards. And as you exhale through your pores, your body contracts. And bring more attention, more awareness to the sense of expansion. And slide your hands to the backs of your knees and pull your knees together. And roll to your side and press yourself up. Expand your legs out wide. And this is another space where you might want to turn towards a piece of furniture. We're just going to drape ourselves forward over either pillows or bolster, or sometimes this one can be really nice over a couch or a chair if you want to be higher up. Allow your forehead to drop. And tailbone, sit bones are heavy. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to curl forwards and inwards. And your attention floats on the inhale and the exhale. Point your toes and flex them. Roll your ankles in both directions. And wait for the bottom of an exhale. And inhale, press yourself up. We have one last pose before Shavasana, or you can choose to continue it into Shavasana again. As in last week, we're going to do legs up the couch or legs up the wall. Just bring your hips to your wall or your couch and then swing your legs up and over. And lay your body down. Spin your palms towards the ceiling, heart open. And we had our heart opening and we had our forward fold. And now we allow our spine to rest in neutral. Legs lifted. Fingers curl gently in towards the palms. Close down your eyes. Feel the press of gravity on your body. Heavy at the back of your skull. fingers, hips, shoulders. Watch your breath. Watch the space between the inhale and the exhale. And surrender to that rise and fall. To the expansion and contraction that is the nature of our lives, our existence. And you're welcome to stay right here for Shavasana, or to draw your knees into your chest and roll away from the wall, from the couch, to stretch out your legs. Allow your heels to be heavy with your hips and your shoulders. Gently bring your attention back to your body. Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Take deep, expansive breaths. To bend your knees and roll to your side. And slowly and gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands together in Anjali Mudra, the heart before the heart. And breathe into a sense of expansion. And breathe into a softening of your edges. A lightening of the weight. And offer yourself a mental hug. A hug of compassion, and empathy, and non-judgment, of love. And we'll close with the sound of the Om, chanted together once today. Exhale to the bottom of your breath. Inhale together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you all for joining me in practice. Namaste.